It has been months since the last video was posted, and this will be the final video on this channel. Hi, my name is Zara. I'm glad you're here. Some endings come because something failed. Some endings come because something completed, and that's what this is. But you and I, we're not done. If you've been here for a while, through the pauses and the shifts and the quiet exits and re-entries, you already know I've never done things the way you're supposed to do them. And that hasn't changed. But what has changed is me. Not my values, not my intentions, but the space, which I'll explain, that I now speak from. This channel has carried the voice of someone discovering, reaching, unlearning, building frameworks only to dissolve them. Whether you came in through the mindset work, the personal development principles, the family estrangement chapters, or the spiritual tools, they all mattered. It documented a lot of my and your awakening excavations. But something happened that couldn't be documented in real time. I had no desire to teach through it or to serve, not the way I always had as a lifelong student and teacher of personal development. This time I knew, and I mean a deep gnosis knowing, like never before, that it was more personal than ever. And it meant complete surrender, no resistance, no distractions. I just let it work me. And it did. What came was not yet another version of myself, which we're so conditioned to seek. But this was the original me. The one that was always there beneath the noise. The noise of the identities, or of the language of getting better or doing better or being better. The ego that thrived on conquering the next thing or the next trap. What emerged wasn't a new philosophy. It was memory. And that memory brought me here, not to a new chapter, but to an entirely different book. So what's next? A new channel. But I'm not just moving to a new channel. I'm not even starting over. I'm simply letting this one close with honor and returning to where I always was, but had forgotten. The new channel is called Remembering. And when I say remembering, I don't mean nostalgia. I don't mean going backwards at all. Here's what I mean. Remembering who you were before the programming, before the trauma made you shrink, before you were told you had to earn your worth, before the self-help industry sold you 10 things you need to fix that were never broken. To remember is to stop performing for approval, even spiritual approval. The new channel? Some may see it as a rebrand. That's okay. But I see it as a fact. Because remembering your divinity is what remains when you stop striving and the stories fall apart. When there's nothing left to prove, nothing to protect, nothing to promote, when it's just you. Let me make some things clear here. Because when I use the word divine, I don't mean something above you. I'm not pointing you to heaven or something outside of you. I'm pointing you back home. If the word divine has ever felt lofty to you, listen closely, because this is what too many of us have forgotten. Divine is your original condition. The word vine literally means life force. Divinity isn't something you earn. It isn't a belief you take on. Divine is what you are before you're born, before you're named, before you're taught anything, before the first strike of shame, even before you're praised or celebrated for anything. Remembering your divinity, your wholeness. That's what the new channel holds space for. A place where you can drop the performance, even the spiritual ones, and rest in something more honest. You don't have to agree with everything I say, and there's nowhere to arrive. The striving is over. You just have to be curious enough to ask yourself, what if I've been whole this whole time and just forgot? So, if something in you is already nodding or maybe exhaling, you'll find what you need over there. And if you've ever found anything of value here, any moment of resonance or relief, I'm so glad. Truly. So this channel will remain up for those who need it, because there's still value in it, and it will still serve the people it resonates with. But what's next is not more content. It's not a better version. It's a return home. And while I'm just getting to announce it here, I already have a few videos up over there. So go, take a listen, like, subscribe, and let's start the conversation about your wholeness in the comment section. You'll find a link to the new channel in the description below. So welcome to Remembering with Zara. See you over there.